Yeah, I definitely think that agencies are building out a lot of practices for retail media because someone put an article out there that it was the latest thing from a medium consumption standpoint. The other reason, quite candidly, is because it's where the dollars are going. And so I've been in the practice for 20 years. I created a practice 10 years ago at Universal McCann, and we're starting to see shopper media, retail media, commerce media, performance media offerings pop up across all different agencies right now.
Do you think I think initially the dollars were coming out of like what was shopper marketing. Is that all going to come together at some point, or is it still going to be very fragmented?
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. I think that from a combining of dollars standpoint, it's usually up to the client. So we are an agency that looks at brand, and we also look at shopper, and we also look at trade, and we look at marketing. And so we can easily combine the dollars, but it's all based on financials from a brand perspective. The interesting part is that I'm excited because retail media, tech, and data are all merging together, and it actually gives the opportunity to have a conversation with the client to actually go out and buy it together versus having all these kind of like onesie-twosie, as I'll call them, and offsite programs.
Well, speaking of that, there is definitely every company in the world all of a sudden got into this business, which seems to lead to fragmentation and potentially a little bit of a mess. Would you like to see more consolidation?
Yeah, as I was talking earlier, we attribute retail media to what digital was about 10 years ago, where there were so many companies out there all trying to do the same thing. I think that retailers need to have some sort of aggregation, but they're never going to quite get there because they do offer unique data. So they need to get kind of over the data hurdle and then understand, whose data is better and then how do you kind of work together. Right now, walled garden, yes, it's a buzzword, but there's a lot of walled gardens out there. And so you're at the mercy of your audience. So if there's an audience that is shopping at, Albertsons, you want to target them on Albertsons media, you have to work with Albertsons. So it is a lot of different companies that we're working with to understand how do we reach our audience. So yes, I would personally like to see it together, but it also allows me to have a job.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Given the relative immaturity of the space, what's missing out there? What are maybe some missing pieces or obstacles you'd like to see overcome?
So I think the two pieces that I personally want to see is one, when we're talking retail media, a lot of the folks from the media perspective don't understand the whole merchandising side of it. And so what happens is that they go, oh, it's just another retail media partner. And it's like, well, no, because there's a merchandising arm, they're taking our product, so it's a little bit different. So you have to have that expert that could have the seat at the table. So that's kind of one piece that I wish that as retail media networks are chatting with their clients, with the industry, that they're talking about the merchandising side of their business and how they both impact each other, because that's the part that's left out and it takes away some of the credibility for someone like me that's building the practice. The second piece is all about measurement from these said retail media networks, and so they all grade their own homework. Half the time, I don't even know if the program's actually successful or not. But what I was saying to someone before is that I would rather them create a taxonomy about all of the different data and the measurements versus creating their own methodologies across the board. Because if you're talking to Target in one way and they're saying they're giving you IROs, and then you talk to Walmart and they're giving you IROs, there's two different methodologies and it's not apples to apples. So it makes it very difficult and complex when you're actually presenting to a client, let alone the client even understanding retail media and what it is.